Is that we then need the support. When you're a teenager and you're growing up, like you're even 19, 18. Yes, you guys are still teenagers. Still has the teen, but it's relaxing. All right. So I wanted to talk about a point in time that is not a point in time, but a point in our lives that we then need the support. When you're a teenager and you're growing up, even 19, 18. Yes, you guys are still teenagers. Still has the teen in it, guys. Sorry, but you have this feeling of not needing help. You feel like you could do everything. You could do anything and everything. You're unstoppable in this world. And it's a great remote type of way of thinking. I always say we always need like a cheerleader by our side. Cheerleader, support system, that parent that's always on the sidelines, cheering you on. You always need that one person to get you going, to get you motivated, to get you where you need to be, to show you that what you want to accomplish for yourself is possible, is a reality, is not just, I say, mumble jumble confusion in your head or needing help. You feel like you could do everything. You could do anything and everything. You're unstoppable in this world. And it's a great remote, type of way of thinking. Like, it's good to have, but in the end of the day, reality is going to strike. Life is going to happen. Situations are going to occur. And how do we move forward with it? How do we move past it? Because I always say we always need like a cheerleader by our side. Cheerleader, support system, that parent that's always on the sidelines cheering you on. You always need that one person to get you going, to get you motivated, to get you where you need to be, to show you that what you want to accomplish for yourself is possible, is a reality, is not just, I say, jumble confusion in your head or not a plan or just thinking on oh, there is a bee. That was scary, all right? It's not like jumbled in your head, right? How do we find that support system? Because I grew up throughout my time being in high school, being in probably middle school, even getting to the point when I was in college, not with my college friends, but from old past relationships. And I will tell you, relationships therefore spinning on the fact of friendships. That bird just flew right in here. Scary. But sorry. I didn't brush my hair, don't worry about that. Don't worry. It's supposed to be straight too. Does this look straight to you guys? Just like me. Alright. So, back to what I'm saying. You always need, I didn't have that good friendship, I guess, friend group. I had a lot of stories. I had a story that one of my friends left me on vacation. Literally made me go in the middle of the night. You understand? I had friends take my money back in high school. Like, I had so much crap happen to me that me not understanding why, because all I did was try to support other people, and in return, I always got the left hand or the short end of the stick with them. And why I say that, and I could go into another video about that, is because of boundaries. I talk about this in my other videos about boundaries. And you have to put boundaries up for everybody. Even though you have a good heart, that means you have to 10 times put more boundaries for yourself, because people will take advantage of it. Because they're not used to that type of love. They're not used to that type of care. Because nobody in this world thinks of them like anybody else but themselves. Redirecting back to how we need a support system for ourselves. Having that support system, and it could be anybody. It could be your little dog. I don't know if you can see him, but he's gone. He's over there. He's right there. It could be your literal dog, if that's what you need. But in talking about people-wise, you understand, you have to create that support system. You have to be able to develop a type of friendship and boundaries with new people, maybe old people, depending how labeling other people are able to change. Because I always say, people always lack the mindset to understand that people could change and only view you as one type of being, but don't view you as the person you morphed into due to things you went through. Little definition right there. Let me stop. But I was saying, if you you create that for yourself. It's not easy, and you're not going to have every single person at your beck and call. You're not going to have Becky, Jenny, Jennifer, Tiffany, I'm not good with names. I'm horrible at names. I just thought of all this on the top of my head. 5, that's pretty good. Now you know the logistics, all right? All you can count friends you can't have. Not all of them are going to be the right type of person in life. Not all of them are going to be the next people to make it go through the next level with you. Not all of them are going to be the ones to support you. Some of them are just going to be friends that you hang out with. Some of them are going to be friends that you tell your goals to. Tell your plans about what you want to do when you grow up. Like that. Those type of friends you can have. But there's some that you don't have that. Or some that is an illusion of that you could tell them. But in all actuality, they didn't give a fuck in the first place. And I'll get more into that as well. There's so many things that could go wrong, I say, with friendships if you don't put up boundaries. But people need to understand this out of life. If you really don't have the friendships that give you support, let them go. Respectfully, let them go. Because honestly, when I could tell you, I was held back for years. Years, I'm sorry for cursing, but years on end. By friendships, by lovers, by even family members as well. They're not out of the bunch too. There's anybody that you get close to, I should say. Anybody that you allow into your circle. Anybody to allow you to know who you are meant to be, or who you want to be, or who you want to become. Anybody you allow to get that close to you and know everything about you, that's the type of people that you gotta watch for. Why? Because that is it's your vulnerable side. That's the type of people that will kill you. If I say, sorry, give me a sec, let me drink some water. It will kill you. Maybe your ego, or kill you inside. That's a better way of saying it. It will kill your soul inside, knowing that, feeling no support from people. Even your friend group. If you're in a friend group that they look over you, or look past you, or put your dreams aside, or put what you want for yourself aside, or trying to steal whatever the hell you think of, things like that, people like that, they're confused about their own lives too, but they don't give a damn if you make it or not. Because in the actuality of things, people in this world only care for one thing, and that's themselves. And I'm sorry to say it. And this is another thing. Never attack somebody because of it. Because aren't you living your own life as well? The only difference is that you had a pure heart and you wanted to help others. But instead of being the helper for yourself, you became the helpers for everybody else. And I will tell you that's hard. Because I wanted to help everybody exactly what I'm doing right now. But I did it in my 3D, like my reality. But I never put any boundaries up. I never let anything. I didn't work to my goals. I didn't do any of it. I was always afraid because I was always getting things in my ears telling me that I couldn't do it, that I wasn't good enough, that I couldn't make it. And that's why I want to explain to you, the people you surround yourself around is who you're going to turn out to be as well, too. That's another part to things. If you're with people that have lack motivation, they don't see a future for themselves. They see nothing for themselves but obsess over men, or care about running away, or just chasing anything but reality in a way. Those type of friends that don't want to face reality but run from it. Those are the type of friends you need to honestly see if they're actually there for you as support, or they're just running from their lives. And you cannot put that past them. You just gotta let them allow them to learn their lesson. But this is how we create a mindset in ourselves to create a good support system for oneself. You want to surround yourself around people that listen to your goals, that help you with problems that you can't understand for yourself, that help you to get through things. And at the same time, you're doing the same thing back for them. It's an equal balance. I always say it's an equal transaction, or if you say you have a scale, right? You have one end of the scale and this end of the scale, good and bad. And you're giving in to them and they're pouring into you. So it's like literally balancing the scale back and forth evenly every single time. If it becomes unbalanced, it becomes balanced again. That's how it works. That's the analogy of it. So when you're talking, you have those friends, and I will also say family as well. I'm not going to exclude family, but when you have that support system that cares and trusts who you're going to become, it makes it easier. And well, I shouldn't say it makes it easier, because working to your dreams is always going to be hard, but it makes you have also a motivation. But I don't want to say you get motivation from other people telling you should do it. I don't ever believe in that, and I'll explain why. But you get this sense of positivity, higher vibration, understanding, clarity. Also, when you're around friends that help you solve problems, you're like I say, clarifying, but you're clarifying the things in your life. You understand? The problems and the things that is going on in your life, you're able to fix it. Why? Because you have somebody that's right there supporting what you're doing and says, I could see you do this. Here, let me help you out. Here, let me give you advice. Here, I could help you with this. That's the type, and you give the same energy back, and it's that type of reciprocation will help you raise your vibration to want to keep pushing forward to your goals. And that can happen with friendships, relationships, family members, anybody. I have a lot of stories and a lot of nitpicks and things to tell you about how I had to figure this out, because it took years and years and fucking years on end, my dog, to the point where I almost thought I was gonna lose my brain. I thought literally this is how life was. This is how life is. You understand what I should say? This is how negative people are. People are just in their own worlds. They don't care about nobody else. But it's not true. It's just because you're not opening or broadening your spectrum, I say. Broadening your horizon in a way. If you stay to the same amount, same people, same dynamic, it's just going to be, honest truth, the same things happening over again. And if you allow it, and you allow them back in, you allow them, they're just gonna keep thinking they could get deeper and hurt you harder. I'm sorry, I learned it multiple fucking times with multiple friend groups, and I could never understand. I was literally always trying to be truthful to every single one of them, and the fact that every single one of them made me seem like I was the crazy one, made me seem like what I was always saying was preposterous, never right. Oh my God, she said that? And I always think to myself, I have my own opinion, I have my own mindset. Why does it not matter to people? Why does it not, does nobody understand my point of view of things? Does nobody understand who I am? And I'm like, then I think about it. And this is where I'm going to tell you. It comes into the support system part. Then I think about it. I am surrounding myself around people who don't understand me. People who do not understand who I am. I was surrounding myself around that. And that was my issue. And I don't want to say lack mindset people, because I know that's probably what you're thinking. They're probably like, don't think of them as lack mindset people, because that's just going to have too much of a pride inside of you. Think of them as this. They just don't fit the vibration as you. They do not understand the same thing as you do. They don't get the same thing. And I've learned this with relationships. I've learned this with friendships. I've learned this with family. And you would think family, that makes no sense. You're family. Sometimes it's not just about blood. Sometimes it's about the experiences and the things that we go through in life that changes us for us as a person, I should say. That was a lot. Excuse me. Sorry. Good morning. All right. Yes. So you can't put so much pride into things, and you can't really think that everybody's jealous of you, because that's not going to work for the rest of your life. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's a nice way of thinking to help you out, but it's way more than that. Sometimes people, like souls, us humans, we just don't get along. Sometimes not get along, but just don't understand each other, because we went through different lives. You understand? Or different experiences, I should say. We went through different experiences that's not the same as yours. And sometimes if people are not open enough to see that, or open enough to want to listen, then they just don't fit for you. And that's the saying I want to say. Two things. to understand of letting go of those type of people, but thinking in a different way of, I should say, a different way of a viewpoint, I should say. I've thought about this many, many times. I've been through the lessons, and I want to allow you to understand how to view things, to get over it, to look past it and become higher. Yes, of course, if you're on that journey, healing journey, but if you want to become past it, you want to move forward. That's a better way of saying things. You want to move forward and create the life that you want. You cannot create a life that you want when you are the background character. I'm sorry to say it. You cannot. For your own life, you cannot do that. The only way to be able to do it is putting yourself as the main character in your own story. By putting people around you that understand you, that have the same mindset as you. That is how you make it. And I wish people told me this sooner. But honestly, I'm still in my 20s, and I'm grateful to know it now than any other time. I get it, back in high school, back in middle school, I was a totally different person. I would admit to that. And that was, again, still my fault for not opening and seeing what was going on in my life. Things came out later on, and then I just had to realize I had to take everything as a lesson. Alright? I had my family fuck me over so many times. I had friends all the time. Family literally blatantly saying the things that they did to me was because they wanted to get a one-up on me. Because they always felt less when they were around me. And so what they would do is they wanted to just get a one-up on me. They said that they saw the opportunity, so they took it. And I always thought to myself, I'm like, damn, blood, your own blood could be jealous of you. And I'm sorry to say it like that because I don't want to say it like that, but your own blood wanted a one-up on you. That's crazy to think about in my head. Aren't we a team? Aren't we blood? Aren't we trying to do the same thing for our family? All of our family, from that side of the family, we came over from, well, all of them, I should say, all my family members came over from Guyana, where I'm first generation in America. I'm first generation on my father's side. Same with all my cousins as well. We're first generation. You would think that we're trying to go for the same goal here, right? You would think that we're trying to create something good for our family because we're family. We have the same bloodline. We're close, but some people don't see things the way I do. And I can't contradict their way of thinking because you know what? Their life and their experience was their own. They took life differently than how I take in my life. And even though we went through some experiences and some grief together, at the end of the day, you can't hold on to people that don't support you to your next life or your next future for yourself. The future for yourself. No matter who it is. Maybe down the line, maybe years and years from now, because we all do still live for quite an amount of good years, you'll be able to reconcile, or they would change. I say reconciliation only if you could tell that they changed, and if they didn't, you keep your distance as this 5 feet, whatever the hell you call it. Just keep your distance until you realize that they will change, because I always believe everybody would change in life. But these are just knowledge, key understandings when you're going through life and finding people you want to associate and stick around with, because those are the type of people that will help you on this journey. And this is just a conclusion. I'm just wrapping up what I said because, again, I talk a lot. So I want to be able to lessen down the videos. But I wanted to explain that even relationships, too. This all correlates all together. Same thing. If they don't support you and you're only looking for their happiness, if you're only making sure they're happy and they're not making sure your happiness is good, or your life is going good, and what you want to accomplish for yourself is not happening, is not going good for you, fuck it. End it. Because really, you're going to be stuck in a marriage that's going to treat you exactly like that. You're going to literally sacrifice who you are for a man. And trust me, I had lessons. There's people in my family that have done that for themselves. They sacrificed who they were to please a man. And I've watched that my whole life. And that's why I tell you, don't do it. Don't settle for it until you know the right person. That's the right person for you. I'm sorry to say it. And if it takes, let it take years. Be happy with yourself. Have a good support system of friends. Go out with family. All of this. It's all possible. It's all abling to happen. You just got to make it happen. Alright? Or you just have to see a different point of perspective, I should say. Alright? I love you all. I'll see you guys in the next. Bye.